I was around so much, between the music business and, everything.
Diddy late nights, when anything can happen, I'm just vibing.
Just looking at my beautiful son, boy, you's a beautiful black king.
Quincy Brown, the son of late model Kim Porter and singer Al B. Sure, spent a significant portion of his childhood living under the roof of music mogul Sean Diddy Combs. Although he grew up with a lot of material wealth, fame, and access to influential people in the entertainment world, Quincy recently opened up about how his childhood experience was filled with
they're gonna be going crazy. We're gonna need more security.
Filled with emotional trauma. He's now reflecting on how this experience shaped him, and it appears that his time living with Diddy did not provide the safe, healthy environment one might expect from such a privileged upbringing. When Quincy was just 3 years old, his mother, Kim Porter, began dating Diddy, and shortly after, he moved in with them. Over time, Diddy adopted Quincy, becoming his stepfather. On the surface, this might have seemed like a dream childhood.
Doing what I can to, not even fit in, but just like understand what's going on.
Childhood. Growing up in the heart of the music industry, surrounded by stars, with no financial worries. However, Quincy now says that it was anything but ideal. He's expressed that growing up around Diddy was overwhelming, as the music mogul's lifestyle was far from stable. Diddy's famous parties, which often featured high-profile celebrities, were filled with excessive drinking, adult behavior, and chaotic events that Quincy described as inappropriate for someone his age. He recalled seeing young artists like Usher.
With my step-pops, he's just a different breed when it comes to just entertainment-wise, so I definitely got that all instilled in me as well. So
young artists like Usher at these events, which left him feeling disturbed and uncomfortable. Quincy also mentioned that, as a child, he didn't fully understand the significance of what he was witnessing, but looking back, he realizes it had a lasting negative impact on him. One of the most troubling things Quincy revealed was how Diddy's constant partying and the erratic behavior of people around him affected his sense of security. Rather than being a nurturing father figure, Diddy's focus on his career and maintaining his public image seemed to overshadow his responsibilities as a father. Quincy mentioned that he felt more like an accessory in Diddy.
But like I said, growing up, it definitely was a lot that I soaked in and really didn't know what it was until later on in life.
More like an accessory in Diddy's life rather than a priority. His mother, Kim Porter, passed away in 2018, and Quincy has expressed how he wishes she were around to help guide him through his trauma, as she understood the situation better than anyone. Another significant point Quincy made was how his relationship with his biological father, Al B, sure, suffered due to Diddy's influence. Diddy became the father figure Quincy looked up to, especially as his biological dad.
You know what I mean? Because right now, it's not looking good, but if we pray...
Especially as his biological dad wasn't as present in his life. Although Quincy had a somewhat strained relationship with Al B. Sure, he did write an open letter in 2008 expressing gratitude towards Diddy for raising him and offering him a privileged life. But with time and reflection, Quincy now believes Diddy's influence ultimately prevented him from reconnecting with his biological father and having a well-rounded, healthy upbringing. Quincy was overwhelmed by the constant
to New York City, and I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
Overwhelmed by the constant distractions, such as partying and the pressure to maintain appearances. And these pressures stopped him from developing into a fully grounded individual. Now, as an adult, Quincy seems to have reached a point of clarity, where he realizes how much of his childhood was shaped by trauma. He doesn't blame Diddy for providing opportunities, but instead feels that Diddy's chaotic lifestyle and lack of emotional availability damaged him in profound ways. He's spoken about how this has affected his ability to distinguish between right and wrong, and caused a lot of emotional confusion.
Hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it.
Over time, Quincy has been able to mend his relationship with his biological father, Al B. Sure, who was once largely absent from his life. The two have grown closer, and they now spend more time together. Quincy has shared that he is grateful for this reconnection, and is working on healing from the trauma caused by his childhood experiences with Diddy. Fans of Quincy and Kim Porter have expressed concern about the lasting effects Diddy's lifestyle may have had on Quincy, with some even speculating that his mother's untimely death in 2018 might have been related to Diddy's behavior.
Because you don't just have no sleep. You know what I mean? Like you're operating and you're delusional and stuff, but it's just like,
have been related to Diddy's behavior, although there's no solid evidence to support such claims. There have been rumors about a tell-all book that Kim Porter might have written about her life with Diddy, which some believe could have revealed darker details about their relationship and Diddy's actions. Some fans have even questioned Diddy's role as a father figure, with some expressing that Quincy would have been better off without such an overwhelming presence in his life. Quincy's story serves as a cautionary tale, showing that a privileged childhood doesn't guarantee emotional health. Despite being surrounded by wealth and fame, it's clear that Quincy struggled with finding emotional stability.
Watching Puff at the Beverly Hills Hotel, I'm filming this, and it's a pool party that is ridiculous, man.
Finding emotional stability and a sense of safety. His experience sheds light on how the chaotic and demanding nature of the entertainment industry can sometimes have devastating effects on young people, even those who seem to have everything. Now, Quincy is working through his trauma, distancing himself from Diddy's toxic influence, and trying to find peace, while also rekindling his relationship with his biological father, albeit, sure,
everything is a process. You know, things take time.
left him questioning what was right and wrong. He mentioned seeing underage artists like Usher at these events, which further compounded his trauma. Despite being showered with material wealth and surrounded by influential figures, Quincy felt a lack of emotional stability and safety. He believes that Diddy's party lifestyle, along with the chaotic atmosphere of his household, hindered his emotional growth. Quincy now feels that Diddy's behavior not only impacted his childhood, but also made it difficult for him to have a healthy relationship with his biological father, albeit sure, who had been largely
You know, you have resources, you have people in your life who, you know, were incredibly talented, had great connections.
absent from his life. In the past, Quincy had written a letter expressing his gratitude towards Diddy for helping raise him and providing for him. However, after reflecting on his past, he now believes that Diddy's influence was ultimately damaging. He feels that Diddy, while offering him opportunities, also stripped him the chance to grow up in a stable environment, and emotional scars from witnessing his stepfather's actions are...
I mean, I was just in the background of everything. I wasn't really, you know, all that stuff was happening, but I wasn't really using or, you know, in the mix, really.
Actions are something he continues to struggle with. Quincy also shared that the trauma from his childhood led him to a strained relationship with both Diddy and his own father. However, in recent years, he has been able to reconnect with LB, sure, and their relationship has improved significantly. Quincy now seems to be distancing himself from Diddy, seeking healing and working on mending his emotional wounds. While Quincy has become more open about his difficult past, he hopes that his story will serve as a cautionary tale for other young artists who might be tempted to enter the glamorous but potentially harmful world that Diddy represents. Fans and viewers have expressed sympathy for Quincy, hoping that he continues to heal and find peace as he moves forward in life. In conclusion, Quincy's story sheds light on the hidden side of fame, revealing how a seemingly perfect life can sometimes be riddled with emotional turmoil and trauma. Despite all the external success and privilege, it's clear that his time in Diddy's household left deep emotional scars that he is still working to overcome.